price of gas continues creeping up. The national average of a regular gallon of unleaded is $3.87, climbing another 4 cents since just yesterday. They're doing much better in Mississippi, though, where the price is only $3.15 a gallon. But poor California, they're outpacing the next closest state by almost 90 cents with an average price of $6.42 a gallon. Which is the perfect time to bring in Newsy national correspondent James Packard in L.A. James, you must be walking pretty much everywhere these days.
Yeah, broke out the horse and buggy this week because it just got a little too intense, Julie. Yeah, we're seeing $6, $7 at some gas stations here in Los Angeles, and it is a pinch for most people across the country right now, especially so in usually high gas price places like here in California. And the bad news is it might get worse.
Kicking me in the behind, brother.
Gas prices again getting painfully high.
It costs a lot sometimes, and I'm on retirement.
Now expected to get much worse as OPEC countries cut oil production far above the rate at which forecasters expected.
We are not endangering the energy markets. We are providing security, stability to the energy markets.
At a price.
Everything has a price. Energy security has a price as well.
Already, AAA reporting the national average for a gallon of regular at $3.87, nowhere near the peak above $5 this summer, but still a financial pinch for some drivers, especially in states like California, where the average is $6.42 a gallon. Several of the state's oil refineries have had to shut down or slow down production amid maintenance issues. Meanwhile, state regulations require a special summertime blend intended to reduce pollution, but it's also more expensive. Now, Governor Gavin Newsom is asking the state air regulator to allow some of the cheaper winter blend to hit the market.
There's a lot of alternatives. We haven't made up our mind yet.
At a national level, President Biden and his team are considering options to help bring prices down, including a further release of petroleum from the country's strategic reserve.
I don't see it going down anytime soon. One of the big bottlenecks we have here in the country is refinery capacity.
Still, the administration sounds optimistic just weeks from a midterm election.
We believe we have the tools here at home to work with our allies and to work with Congress to make sure that we address the mistake that OPEC made yesterday, which was the wrong direction.
It won't be an overnight fix here. So in the meantime, if you need to drive, try to avoid rush hour, lighten the load in your car if you can, keep those tires inflated. All of those things should help your fuel efficiency so that you don't have to fill up quite as often, Julie.
Try to work from home, right? Newsy national correspondent James Packard from Los Angeles. Thanks. Well, OPEC's announcement that it plans to cut production will likely cause gas prices to spike even more as Americans continue to struggle with high inflation. President Biden is on the record he doesn't like it. And with the midterm elections about a month away, this could have serious political implications, particularly for the Democrats. So we want to talk about it now with Jay Young. He is the founder and president of King Operating Corporation, a privately owned Texas oil and gas company. Jay, thanks so much for joining us this evening. And the president...
Thanks, Julie, for having me on.
Thanks for being here. The president says he will seek alternatives to keep gas prices low as possible, as low as he can anyway, for consumers. So what tools does he have at his disposal, and how effective do you think they'll be?
Well, I don't want to put some of this mixture in my car. I don't know. I'm kind of scared of that because, you know, I drive a nice car, and I know a lot of people do out there, and they're just afraid of these mixtures going into gasoline to see, oh, okay, let's just mix this gasoline with something else that may not be as effective. And it just scares me, and it should. I mean, if you do the math, OPEC cuts us by 2 million barrels. The strategic reserves is 1 million barrels a day. We're not producing enough oil in the United States anyway with what we're doing in the United States. So therefore, we need 20 million barrels a day in the United States. We're producing 12, 13 at the most right now. I don't even think we're above 13. But we need to be drilling. We need to drill, baby, drill back in the days of Trump when he was, you know, filling those tank batteries full of oil in the strategic reserve at these oil prices. We don't need to be releasing that, and especially just to try to win an election, which it's my opinion that we're just releasing these strategic reserves right now and it's not going to be good for us in the future. Strategic reserves is not for elections. It's not for anything besides military. It's besides, making sure that if we do have a war, we have plenty of oil in the United States to cover ourselves for a long period of time. And right now, I mean, it's what it's doing. It's all about the election, and you can see what he's doing. And it's not good for the economy. We need to be more proactive, Julie, for drilling oil in the United States. We need to all get on the same page. That's what we need.
Okay, that's one perspective, but we want to talk about your take, though. Say that doesn't happen. We're looking at a big deficit, as you mentioned, as far as what we need and what we have. How high could gas prices get?
Oh, I mean, they could once again go up above $5. I mean, I know Mississippi, Texas, Florida, we're at $3.20, 50 cents. That could go back to $5. That's going to be a problem. Oil prices are going to go higher. I think you need to start investing in oil and gas, because that's a great way to offset that loss that you're going to have, and you're going to be paying at the pump pretty soon, because we're not going to have the oil when we need it, and that's unfortunate. Like I said, 2 million barrels from OPEC, 1 million from the strategic reserves. When they finally cut that off in November, we're not going to have it. That's going to push your oil prices higher. That's what's going to hurt the economy. That's what's going to hurt every driver that's out there. I mean, they really look at it. And right now, a mid-sized car, at $80, $90, it's going to go to $100, $110, $120, to fill up your tank pretty soon. Not a good thing for the American people.
All right, Jay Young, we appreciate your opinion on this matter. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.